On Beyond the Gates, we revisit a moment in time where tensions were set to explode amidst a scandalous revelation that would rock Fairmont Crest to the present day. At a time when everyone is coming together to celebrate the anniversary of Ted Richardson and Nicole Richardson Dupree, there is one person who is quite set on blowing the whole night apart: Leslie Thomas. All week, we are going to get to see the night in question when Leslie arrives. Despite many attempts by her daughter, Eva, to stop her, Leslie strides into the dining room and reveals to all that she and Ted had an affair, and that he was going to leave Nicole for her. Leslie further tears the night apart by revealing that she got pregnant with Ted's baby. The bae was all grown up now and also in the room. Ted's daughter was none other than Eva, who had been working as Nicole's assistant after a terrible accident put the former assistant in the hospital. If you thought Leslie was done, oh no, Leslie was not finished. Leslie went on to tell everyone that the Duprees used their fixer, Bill Hamilton, to run her out of town, but went a step further and told her not to keep the baby. If she did, she would be at a red light and someone would pull up beside her and snatch the baby, and she would never see it again. Let's revisit one of the worst nights in the history of the Duprees. A night that has shaped the course of events going forward and led to the current situation, with Ted and Nicole divorcing. Leslie is accepting Ted's offer to live in his house. From Monday, September 1st, 2025, to Friday, September 5th, 25, we see the Duprees go through hell. Ted is kicked out of his house and takes refuge in a hotel room, and Leslie kicks Eva out of the house for siding with the Duprees over her own mom. Plus, we get to meet June, who, as we know, went from relatively humble beginnings to being a part of one of the most incredible twists in Beyond the Gates history. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. From the very first episode of Beyond the Gates, Dany Dupree proved to be a woman of her passions, volatile, unfiltered, and scathing. While the character could have continued to be written that way, the new soap promptly began fleshing Dany out, showing that there's a wellspring of vulnerability under all that sass. Daughter Chelsea's kidnapping brought out every single true color Dany likes to keep hidden, and that's why portrayer Carla Mosley is Soap Central's Performer of the Week. Dany was ready to party as the seconds ticked away toward Chelsea's big purse launch with Kat. But when the first half of Chelsea Kat turned out to be a no-show, Dany's enthusiasm drained out of her more the longer Chelsea was silent. Ms. Dupree showed confusion and the beginnings of overwhelm as she realized that finding Chelsea's apparent kidnapper would indeed be like searching for the proverbial needle in a haystack, with no less than 2 million fans following her influencer daughter. But the almost certainty of Allison being the abductor didn't make Dany feel any better. And though she tried to show a brave face to Madison, Chelsea's worried girlfriend, Dany's mask came off as soon as Madison was out of the room. So dumbstruck by her daughter's disappearance was Dany that she didn't even notice that ex-husband/current obsession Bill was holding her hand tightly during the live stream in which the parents pleaded for their girl's return. She was desperate and determined as she implored Bill to do what you do, in terms of tasking the fixer with finding their daughter, though Dany turned right around and collapsed in the man's arms, again too mired in her grief to even consider that the tragedy might be bringing them closer. Dany looked like death warmed over the next morning, refusing to eat or sleep until Chelsea was home safe. Again, she tried to keep it together, but in the comparative safety of Andre's presence, Mosley ramped up Dany's increasing loss of control, stopping just short of letting the mom lose herself in her spiral. Dany caught herself and grabbed onto an invisible life raft, acknowledging the need to stay calm. Her resolve was only momentary, however, and she allowed herself to give over to guttural, ugly crying, unashamed in her anguish. With only so much fight left in her, Dany shared her family's outrage when they received the ill-timed news that Bill was representing pariah Ted in his divorce from Nicole. While ordinarily, such a revelation would have inspired a barrage of put-downs and grievances from the ex-Mrs. Hamilton, she tiredly yet firmly let Bill know that he owed it to Nicole to get to work, preventing Leslie from taking up residence across the street from her parents. Mosley replaced Dany's usual fire with a barely flickering light, Yet underneath Dany's exhaustion, her loyalty to her sister still shone through. We rarely get the full range of Dany's emotions in 1 week, but Mosley deftly navigated from one to the other, reminding us that Dany Dupree is not just a wise-cracking ex-wife with an axe to grind, but quite the vulnerable lady with as many soft spots as she has designer shoes. Congratulations to Carla Mosley for another 5 episodes of Boffo performances. The Beyond the Gates spoilers for September Warmed 5 are here. Please note, this week's episodes of Beyond the Gates are repeats. The show will return with original episodes on Monday, September 8th. The Duprees kick off Ted and Nicole's anniversary party. Eva tries one last time to keep her mother in check, and Kat inches closer to unearthing the conspiracy that threatens to shatter the family's big night. Ted and Nicole's anniversary party is a night the family won't soon forget, while Ashley and Derek juggle the messy realities of moving in together. Meanwhile, Bill braces for his part in Ted's deception to come to light. Leslie's explosive revelations push the Duprees and Richardsons to their breaking points, sending the whole family scrambling to pick up the pieces. Nicole struggles with the fallout of Ted's decades-old betrayal, and Bill's covert role in bearing Ted's secret resurfaces, forcing each member of the Dupree and Hamilton families to reevaluate loyalties, question old bonds, and wonder if anything in their world remains secure. The Duprees scramble to steady the ship in the wake of Ted's betrayal. Eva struggles to make amends, and Kat witnesses an intimate moment that could change her life. As the Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of September 5th reveal more drama, you can't afford to miss it. Be sure to use this week to catch up on some of what you missed. Beyond the Gates airs weekdays on CBS. Tune in. Here's your Beyond the Gates weekly recap for the episodes that aired August 25 to 29, 2025. On Beyond the Gates, Ashley expressed relief that she and Andre hadn't pursued their attraction because Derek needed her, and Dany needed Andre. Against Shanice's recommendations, Derek kept trying to push himself in terms of his physical therapy exercises, certain that Ashley thought he had brought his paralyzing accident upon himself. Ashley remained supportive when Derek fretted that he would never walk again. Vanessa met with Joey to let him know she was pulling back because of the way he was destroying Doug's life. Joey sensed that Vanessa just wasn't ready for the danger she craved and was confident that she would come back to him. After Chelsea didn't show up to her own purse launch, Jacob found that she had left her phone behind and that there was evidence of a struggle. As the Duprees began to suspect that Chelsea had been kidnapped and searched her social media for clues as to who could have taken her, Madison insisted that Allison was the culprit. Bill discovered that not only were Dany and Andre an item, but Chelsea and Madison were too. Dany and Bill appeared together in a video begging for Chelsea's release. Both Haley and Andre were upset to see Bill holding Dany's hand throughout. Having heard about Chelsea's disappearance, Leslie brought the Duprees a sympathy cactus and was glad that Bill was experiencing the terror of his missing daughter the way Bill had inspired terror in Leslie by threatening to take her child. Bill physically carried Leslie out of the mansion, then promised vengeance if Leslie didn't nullify her purchase of the mansion across the street from the Duprees. Leslie was disappointed to learn that she couldn't move into the house for 90 days, not knowing that Vanessa had arranged it with the sellers. Ted looked for ways to reach Nicole regarding canceling their divorce, yet sent her official papers meant to stall the proceedings, which had Nicole so angry that Bill warned him to stay away. The Duprees were furious to learn that Bill's firm was representing Ted. When Eva came to Ted for help in talking Leslie out of taking the home opposite his in-laws, Ted reasoned that Nicole would be grateful for his interference, then offered to give Leslie his own house in Fairmont Crest. While Eva went to Tomas as backup to find loopholes that could limit Leslie, Leslie barged in on Nicole and informed her that she was kicking her out of her new home. Kat and Jacob tracked down Allison's husband Craig, only to learn that he had really been an escort whom Allison had hired to lure Chesley into their throuple situation. As Joey owned the escort service, Kat went to the casino owner to plead for client information on Allison that could lead her to Chelsea, but Joey would only cooperate if Martin agreed to meet with him. Martin managed to secure the intel in exchange for granting Joey full access to him. Jacob and Kat went to the address they'd been given, where Kat swiped a key to a storage locker. The cousins-in-law located a thumb drive on which Allison had kept a journal detailing her obsession with Chelsea. Following the clue that Allison's grandmother had willed her a cabin, Jacob discerned its location in Virginia and took off with Kat and Madison in tow. When Chelsea woke up to find she was being held prisoner in a remote cabin by Allison, she had daydreams of family members instructing her how to handle her captor, but she didn't seem to take any of the advice. Chelsea antagonized Allison and threw over the dinner table that Allison had prepared for them. When Allison wanted to make love, Chelsea bit her lip. Allison stressed to Chelsea that if she died, Chelsea would die as well, but intimated that Chelsea could cannibalize her first. Allison later appeared in a wedding dress and only got Chelsea to marry her by brandishing a butcher knife. After the ceremony, Chelsea refused to consummate the union, and Allison waved the knife, promising that if she couldn't have Chelsea, no one would. The Beyond the Gates spoilers video preview for the week of September 8th features Jacob and Kat following a lead, Doug getting an eyeful, and more. Coming up next week, Doug walks in and gets an eyeful. Joey tells Vanessa he has no problem lying to Doug if it means getting her back where she belongs, with him. As the two are kissing and heating things up, Doug comes home and catches his wife in a compromising position with the kingpin. Meanwhile, Nicole and Ted go another round of bickering. He doesn't want the marriage to end, but she does. She's already filed for divorce, and he's doing everything he can to stall the process. She claps back and sarcastically suggests he deserves a round of applause. Elsewhere, Eva and her mom hold hands. Leslie breaks down, insisting she's not some kind of low-class nobody. She is somebody. Eva hugs her mom tight. At the same time, Chelsea's situation is getting more intense. While Jacob and Kat are following a lead, Kat gets in touch with the family and promises to text them the address. But is danger just around the corner? "Jacob, look out for that truck!" Kat screams. And as for Chelsea, things turn violent. Allison holds a knife to her, but Chelsea's had enough, and a struggle breaks out. That's it for your Beyond the Gates spoilers video preview for the week of September 8th. Watch the full preview below. Beyond the Gates goes into reruns this coming week, but fear not, as we have a preview of what to expect when the CBS soap returns with new episodes on September 8th. After Vanessa made it known to Joey that she wanted to end their fling, he made it abundantly clear that she is a loose end, which he doesn't like. If Vanessa thought she was going to get out of the situation so easily, she'd better think again. Coming up, as Joey and Vanessa get freaky, Doug walks in on them. Ted has been trying to delay his divorce from Nicole by using an audit of their assets. Wanting to make sure Nicole doesn't take him to the bank and get the house as well, Ted offered to sign it over to Leslie. Of all people. Her move-in to the mansion across from the Duprees got hijacked, so this seems like the dream solution to her. Coming up, perhaps having been played by Ted, that's why Nicole's offering him a pathetic round of applause. But why is Leslie crying to Eva as if she has just been played? Also, last week, Kat discovered that Allison's supposed husband was never that. He was an escort who worked for Joey. All roads lead to Joey lately, don't they? And after Martin and Joey struck a deal, Kat was in possession of intel that could lead them straight to Allison and Chelsea. They'd better hurry too, as she's fighting for her life. Unfortunately, on the way there, Kat and Jacob run into trouble on the road, and trouble is spelled truck. Finally, the promo closes with a knife, a struggle, and a scream. Beyond the Gates fans are going to have to wait a week to find out what happens next in Fairmont Crest. According to the CBS daytime schedule, BTG is going off the air and will only be airing reruns for the next 5 days. Keep reading to find out what's happening with the soap's time slots this week. Warning, possible spoilers below. Several soaps are airing reruns on Monday, September 1st, seeing as how it's Labor Day. Beyond the Gates will not return on the 2nd like its sister soaps, though. Instead, the NAACP series is not scheduled to come back with new episodes until Monday, September 8th, 2025. Despite rumors floating around the internet and on other soap spoiler sites, Beyond the Gates isn't going anywhere anytime soon. However, since it is such a new soap, they don't have a backlog of new episodes like some of the other daytime dramas. Plus, the first season was filmed so far in advance they are having a tough time making sure the holiday episodes air on the correct dates. According to a report from Parade magazine, this will not be the first time the daytime drama has taken a week off since its premiere earlier this year. As Parade previously reported back on June 30th, July 4th, the soap re-aired its premiere week in order to give fans the opportunity to re-experience the historic episodes. Beyond the Gates spoilers reveal that the soap will pick up where we left off on September 8th with an all-new episode, and fans will finally learn Chelsea Hamilton's fate. Are you a fan of BTG? Are you upset the soap is going off the air for a week? Share your thoughts down below and keep checking back here on Celebrating the Soaps for daily Beyond the Gates news and updates. What a difference a summer makes. This week on Beyond the Gates, CBS rolls out 5 days of repeats, so it's time to check in and see how things have changed, or haven't changed, since Ted and Nicole's highly dramatic anniversary party. Then, Kat was always suspicious of Eva and tried to prove that her mom's new temp was a fraud. Little did she know that Eva was her half-sister. It was after the anniversary party that the youngest Richardson sibling truly entered her Nancy Drew era. After Leslie humiliated her mother at the celebration, Kat had it out for Leslie and Eva. She investigated Laura's hit and run, and then her sudden cardiac episode while Laura was in the hospital. She worked along with Jacob to get the goods on Leslie. Now, Kat is using her sharpened investigative skills to find her cousin Chelsea. Chelsea's creepy ex, Allison, kidnapped her, and nobody knows where she is. But if anybody can track her down, Kat can. She's already faced Joey Armstrong, who had valuable evidence she needed. In other news, Kat is still spending time with Tomas. Sigh. Then, Leslie's explosive revelations pushed the Duprees and Richardsons to their breaking points, sending the whole family scrambling to pick up the pieces. After the anniversary party, Leslie did what she could to make the Duprees uncomfortable, especially Ted and Nicole. Plus, she threw her daughter out of her apartment and tried to hide the evidence of her misdeeds. Now, it turns out that Leslie is the daughter of one of the OG Articulates. Barbara Mitchell helped found the group that also featured Anita, Tracy, and Sharon, but was subsequently kicked out when the group's sleazy manager felt she didn't fit in with the vibe he was going for. Later, Barbara took her own life and blamed Anita in a letter that haunted the Dupree matriarch. Over the years, Anita created a trust for Barbara's family. So who just inherited the money from that trust? Dana Leslie Thomas. And now she's going to make life hell for the Duprees at a whole new tax bracket. Then, Nicole struggles with the fallout of Ted's decades-old betrayal. After the humiliating anniversary party, Ted moved out of their mansion and into a hotel room, where he still lives. He forged a relationship with Eva, his newfound daughter, but he never got out of the doghouse. Now, Nicole recently filed for divorce. She couldn't get over all of Ted's lies, and it certainly didn't help that Leslie was always in her face. Nicole is just starting to move on from Ted. She went on a date with his partner at his practice, and she has severed the relationship while he keeps trying to hold on to it. There's a new home for BTG. Canadian Beyond the Gates fans got a shock on Friday, August 29th, after news broke that CHCH was removing the CBS soap from its lineup after the day's new episode aired. Soap Opera Network reports the broadcaster didn't cite a reason for the change, but reruns of the A-Team would replace BTG in the schedule starting Monday, September 1st. Thankfully, the move doesn't mean the soap's Canadian fans won't be able to continue watching the drama unfold in Fairmont Crest. The CTV Drama Channel has picked up the linear rights to BTG. New episodes of the Duprees' exploits will start airing Monday, September 8th at 2 p.m. ET, which is the day and date with the U.S. audience. As for a streaming option, Crave is where fans can watch new episodes the day after they air, starting September 9th. The delay is likely due to the week of reruns CBS has scheduled for BTG, the week of September 1st. While U.S. fans aren't going to be happy about another week of repeats so soon after July's disruption, it does give Canadian viewers the chance to catch up online. Crave will have all previously aired episodes of the soap on September 1st. Currently, BTG is making its way through Chelsea's kidnapping plot, Leslie navigating new money, and avoiding falling into a trap set by Bill, and Derek's paralysis, just to name a few storylines. The daytime drama literally started with a bang due to Dany's refusal to accept Bill and Hailey's nuptials. If you're in Canada and you've been sitting on the fence about tuning in, now is certainly the time to do so. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest the soap just released its preview for the week of September 8-12, and there will be some massive bombshells. Catherine Kat Richardson and Jacob Hawthorne get into a car crash during a rescue, while Chelsea Hamilton is attacked with a knife by Allison, and Leslie Thomas has a meltdown. First off, there's a preemption alert. BTG is slated to air reruns during the week of September 5th, so this preview outlines what's set to unfold the following week. The promo opens with Vanessa McBride and Joey Armstrong going at it in the basement of the casino. As Joey tears off Vanessa's clothes, his eyes spot Doug McBride walking in. During all this, Joey can be heard saying on the voiceover that he has no problem lying to Doug if it means, "Bringing you back to me where you belong." Meanwhile, the next scene shows Nicole Richardson asking Ted Richardson if he needs applause. She starts clapping and storms out. It looks like she's not too pleased with his move of promising Leslie his house. In his defense, he was trying to do so to keep Leslie from buying that mansion across from Nicole's parents, Vernon Dupree and Anita Dupree, but Nicole won't see it that way. Speaking of, as the scenes shift, a clip reveals a discussion between Leslie and Eva Thomas in their apartment. It's nighttime, and Leslie is clearly touched by Ted's gesture of giving her his house. As she talks to her daughter, Leslie breaks down in tears, saying, "I'm not some low-class junk, I'm somebody." Eva consoles her mom with a hug. Next, Anita, Vernon, Dany Dupree, Bill Hamilton, Hailey Hamilton, and Naomi Hawthorne will be hovering over Anita's phone at the Dupree mansion, as she's on video chat with Kat. Kat tells her grandmother and the others, "I'll text you the address," as Anita replies, "Yes, please." Right after the fact, Kat screams, "Jacob, look out for that truck!" Will Kat and Jacob get into an accident before they can rescue Chelsea? Finally, the BTG promo closes with Allison, holding a knife, aiming it at Chelsea, as Chelsea is struggling to keep her away. Chelsea says, "Crazy at bitch, I've had it with you," just as the video ends. Are you excited about the week of September 8-12? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Fridays, August 29th. Note that Ted Richardson might be dubbed the new fixer in Fairmont Crest, while Allison continues to spiral, and Eva Thomas leans on Tomas Navarro. During the Thursday, August 28th episode, Eva desperately tried to get through to Leslie Thomas about not buying a mansion in Fairmont Crest. She's also worried about her mom, blowing through her inheritance. Could Eva seek a shoulder to cry on from Tomas during the August 29th show? These two continue to get closer, as Tomas and his girlfriend, Catherine Kat Richardson, grow apart. Speaking of Leslie and her house purchase, Eva also asked Ted for some help in convincing her mom against buying the mansion. The Duprees, including Nicole Richardson, are reeling over the disappearance of Chelsea Hamilton, so Leslie taunting them from across the road is the last thing they need. Ted's been desperate to delay his divorce from Nicole, so when Eva approached him for assistance, he was quick to realize he may win some favor with Nicole if he's able to nip Leslie's mansion plan in the bud. BTG spoilers imply that Ted will propose something to Leslie, so can he convince her to nix her plans to move beyond the gates? And if so, what will he promise her in return for doing so? Move over, Bill Hamilton. And Nicole. There may be a new fixer in town if Ted's scheme succeeds. Speaking of Chelsea, Allison will make an insane demand on her during the August 29th episode. Allison's actions this week show a very mentally unstable woman, so what more can she do to cross the line? Things look very dire for Chelsea right now, so it sounds as if Allison could place the social media influencer and purse designer in a fatal situation. Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest that Jacob Hawthorne and Kat are very close to finding Chelsea, so here's hoping they can locate that cabin before it's too late. Jasmine Burke and Ronnie Rose Mantilla raised the level of their games during pivotal storylines in August. Two actresses on Beyond the Gates were called on to play emotionally fraught scenes during August. They both gave impressive performances. Jasmine Burke broke our hearts and then stitched them back up when June reunited with Ron and Cecile, aka Tyrell and Samantha, for the first time in years. She was anxious and scared, but determined to meet with the children she had given up for adoption. Yes, nobody called CPS on her. June had a severe addiction to drugs. She knew she had gotten to the point where she could no longer raise her kids the way they deserved to be raised, so she decided to give them up and made the call. And as a result, Martin and Smitty adopted them, and the husbands gave those two kids the stars and the moon. The first meeting was awkward and tentative. However, June told Tyrell and Samantha what had become of her. She told them how she had lost herself and her memory and lived on the streets. She commented on how amazing a job Dad and Pops did raising the kids she gave up. Plus, she dealt with their anger at being swallowed up in the system because of her. Burke's performance had this underlying thread of hope, however, hope that they could see that she ultimately made the right choice, and hope that they could somehow fit her into their future. In their second meeting, the walls came crumbling down on her hope when Tyrell and Samantha rejected any future with her. But she took it all in stride. June was happy that she achieved a sense of closure, and she used that as inspiration to get her life back on track. It was an uplifting button on a heartbreaking story. Burke did a great job with the entire story arc, especially when June confronted her past and reunited with her kids. We hope we will get to see the next part of June's journey. We felt we had to add Ronnie Rose Mantilla after her character's kidnapping. Chelsea's ex drugged and abducted her. It turned out that Allison became obsessed with the former model, current purse designer, and social media influencer. The second Chelsea woke up in the bedroom of that house, Mantilla showed us what she is made of as an actress. In quick succession, she had to play the fear of facing this unpredictable, unhinged woman she once thought could be her future. And then the horror at finding out that none of it was real. Allison had planned everything out since the beginning, including the way they met, as well as her fake husband, who was really some random escort she hired on an app. Most of all, however, we got to see Chelsea's courage and badassness, and how she is her mother's daughter. While chained to a bed, she has done whatever she can to fend off Allison's advances. She has fought back with her words, and wasn't beyond getting back physically either. Plus, you have to love a girl who can flip a table expertly. Thanks to Mantilla, we've learned more about Chelsea in this 1 week than in the 6 months prior combined. Beyond the Gates, spoilers, reveal that the week of September 5th will once again be reruns. The last time the new CBS soap did this was the week of June 30th, July 4th, which was only 2 months ago. What are BTG viewers' thoughts over another week of already seen shows? See below. Beyond the Gates, spoilers note that the week of August 25-29 was explosive. All hands were on deck at the Dupree mansion, as the family realized one of their own, Chelsea Hamilton, had been kidnapped. As the days have gone by, they've come to realize that a stalker, Allison, has taken her, and everyone is working overtime to bring Chelsea home. Meanwhile, poor Chelsea has dealt with her fair share of drama, being Allison's hostage. She's at a cabin in an undisclosed location, and Allison has been tormenting the poor young woman. Unfortunately, fans are going to have to wait 7 very long days before they find out what happens next. As soon as the Beyond the Gates spoilers were released for September 5th, viewers hit social media with their thoughts. Below are some of the fans' comments on the platform. X. Nikki Smith writes, "Back in my day, soaps aired during almost every holiday. Beyond the Gates." A Beyond the Gates fan commented, "Beyond the Gates. Shad BTG. Shad Gatekeepers." Me when I learn again that CBS will not broadcast new episodes next week of Ask BTG at Michelle Valjean, and Catherine Cat Richardson pouting, accompanied by the caption, Rick J posts, "Another week of BTG repeats? At CBS, y'all are not serious peoples." The bad news is more repeats. However, The good news is that those repeats are from the week that Leslie Thomas dropped her bombshell at Nicole Richardson's and Ted Richardson's anniversary party. Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.